Hi everyone, Thermal Mike, and today we're going to be talking about our new RL240 and RL360 D5 hard tube water cooling kits. Now in the world of water cooling, Thermaltake has gotten the question of, hey, how do I do a custom loop? What parts do I need? So we wanted to answer back by offering some custom complete kits for CPU cooling applications for users that are looking to dive in for a custom loop configuration that might or might not know what parts they need and or like to get a nice bundled price on getting a full kit and then be able to expand later to fit and meet the needs that you'll be looking for your cooling performance. Hey, it's one of the pluses of getting a custom loop build, is that way you can always expand and add on and make changes too with your kits. So with these kits, we have two varieties with the 360mm radiator and one with the 240mm radiator. They'll both be offering the industry-leading D5 pump and reservoir combo, but you'll see a slight difference with the 360 offering the Ring 12 RGB triple pack, where the 240 will just have the Ring 12 red LED fans. Same performance on the cooling, just up to you if you want the additional lighting options and or looking for fitment between a 360 or 240mm radiator. And don't forget, with this kit right here, it can always be just the foundation for an amazing cooling loop, and you can always add on more as you go. Now, let's dive into the RL360 kit, and we'll take our Core X31 case over here and do an installation so you guys can check it out and see what it's all about. All laid out, the RL360 D5 RGB hard tube water cooling kit comes packed with all of what you'll need to do custom CPU cooling. Now you'll get our W1 Pacific Series water block, you'll get our 3-pack of our Ring RGB fans with the controller, of course you'll get some of our PETG hard tube tubing, our RL360 radiator, some red coolant, and our PR22 D5 pump. You'll also get some instructions on some basic step-by-steps on what to do and how to install each component, and then of course fittings. So that way you'll be able to run your 246 between pump, CPU, and radiator to complete your loop, all included in one package. So let's go ahead and jump into our X31 and start getting the installation going. Now we've gone ahead and flushed our radiator with distilled water as a good common practice, and as you can see here, I've also installed the stop plugs, which will be towards the top part of the case, and then with the other two ports being open for our compression fittings. The third stop plug will be put on the end there to seal everything up tight, and then with the radiator you'll also get some screws for your fans, so that way you can secure the fans to the radiator. And then you also have the screws for the radiator itself with washers, so that way you can install and secure the radiator up into your chassis depending on where you want to put it. Now the radiator itself will also want to put the fittings on here. As you can see, these are our compression fittings that we offer, and I'll go ahead and I'll just take the sleeve off by just unscrewing it. And then as you see, as I unscrew the sleeve, there's an additional O-ring here that you want to pull out as well. This will leave two internal O-rings inside the fitting itself, and also this will make it easy for when we're doing our tube bending, so that way we can get our fitment by testing and lining everything up properly without having to deal with the sleeve or the actual O-ring itself during the process of the bending. We'll go ahead and secure those fittings down to make it real easy before we install it into the case, and then we'll go forward with the fans. Now just as a quick show, I'm installing the radiator this way with the fittings towards the back side. You can do it multiple ways, but this is just the way I'm going to do it. And then with the fans themselves, first you'll want to secure the fans and make sure that your cable management is going to fit properly so that your fan is also facing upward, blowing the air through the radiator itself. I'll take all three fans and we'll get them lined up here, and we'll get them secured down so we can get the installation going and have a proper way for our cables to be managed and set up, so it'll be really easy once it's installed. So as you can see, we've gone ahead and we've installed our motherboard. We have our water block here with the W1 that's installed with the two fittings, and then right up here on top we have our radiator here with our two ports on this side. Now with that, we have all this set up here. The next step that we'll want to do is bring in our pump. Now this is a D5 pump. This has this. There's also a setting dial here on the bottom. So that way you can all see here at the options that are set. This is going to be set to 5. You might want to change this. A lot of people will take this and maybe set this more like a 3 or a 2. so that way we can make some adjustment to this because we are going to be doing just the CPU. Now with the pump, we also have a little plug cap where we'll put our other fitting, and then we have our other cap here on the top, which you will see is related to the down stem, and then this side is for the plug. So that way we have our 2 ports there. Now with our pump, what we want to do is we want to just figure out what's going to be the best fitment for this, and we'll look to see where we're going to go, so that way we can get everything set up this way and that everything is kind of in place. Now that we've got our system laid out, we have our components put in here, we're going to go and jump to getting our new Pacific hard tube bending kit. Basically with our hard tube bending kit here, I have taken this, and then we have our tube, and I've mocked up a little board here so that I can do my bends with. And then of course I have my tube, I have my insert, and then this of course right here would just be a standard cup of soapy water. Now with the soapy water that I have, and with this, we'll be able to figure out what we can do with the tubing so that way we can fit it in here into the case and do our bends. So let's get started.